look at me shine. I'm on the grind, handling minds, I get it for real. Taking my time, make up my mind, then I go get it. How does it feel? From the bottom, straight out the mud. Nigga, I came up from nothing. Niggas was hating, niggas was doubting. Now I'm just pushing their buttons. Look at me shine, I'm on the grind, handling minds, I get it for real. Taking my time, make up my mind, then I go get it. How does it feel? From the bottom, straight out the mud. Nigga, I came up from nothing. Niggas was hating, niggas was doubting. Now I'm just pushing their buttons. Been a hater since like forever, my nigga. What's all of the fuss for? You see me shining, I know that you watching. You stay on my page, so you must know. Someone told me my Durango was ugly, like why I got dents in the front though. But then a week later I saw the same nigga, but they was still waiting on the bus though. How ironic, I'm shining on them. Never stop, I keep grinding on them. My girl ex probably hate my guts, now her ring got blue and white diamonds on them. Hell yeah, niggas plotting on me, but my son spoiled rotten, homie. And that mean you come at me, you gon' need a freezer, not a doctor, homie. But back to the car, fuck it, it run. I just don't look at the mileage. I don't be talking, niggas be negative, I just be moving in silence. It's my time to shine, so I wanna talk about something that's other than violence. Like how about the fact I'm young and I'm black and I'm about to graduate college? Hell no, they don't like that. A young nigga on the right track, they just wanna see the gun on me. You could call that a ice pack. If you don't like it, just keep it moving. Now we could call that a life hack. I knew I was a diamond in the rough. Now you could catch me where the lights at. Nigga, look at me shine. I'm on the grind, handling minds, I get it for real. Taking my time, make up my mind, then I go get it. How does it feel? Came from the bottom, straight out the mud. Nigga, I came up from nothing. Niggas was hating, niggas was doubting. Now I'm just pushing their buttons. Look at me shine, I'm on the grind, handling minds, I get it for real. Taking my time, make up my mind, then I go get it. How does it feel? Came from the bottom, straight out the mud. Nigga, I came up from nothing. Niggas was hating, niggas was doubting. Now I'm just pushing their buttons. I never run, I got a son, and I got one more on the way. I gotta make it, cause these little niggas gon' need me to show them the way. So every beat and at every show, I'm tryna blow them away. My pops wasn't shit, cause he chose to leave, but I'm never going away. Hey, we a family, that's team shit. Set it up so they don't need shit. I might never make the Forbes list, but I'm about to make the Dean's list. Drugs ruined everything around me, it's probably why I never dreamed shit. I guess a nigga grew up so-so. I think my mama was a seamstress. And back in the day, teachers would clown me, they used to tell me I'm hood. Now when somebody got something to tell me, I'm just gonna tell them I'm good. Cause niggas been hating, they see the movement, I always knew they was watching. I could go on a run or throw it away, but I always knew I had options. Stay independent, be a producer, or should I go for a deal? Whatever passage leads me to money, cause I'm kinda short of a meal. Wake up in the morning, look in the mirror like damn, do you know how this feels? I started with nothing, but look at me now, so tell them the glow up is real. Like look at me shine, I'm on the grind, handling minds, I get it for real. Taking my time, make up my mind, then I go get it. How does it feel? Came from the bottom, straight out the mud. Nigga, I came up from nothing. Niggas was hating, niggas was doubting. Now I'm just pushing their buttons. Look at me shine, I'm on the grind, handling minds, I get it for real. Taking my time, make up my mind, then I go get it. How does it feel? Came from the bottom, straight out the mud. Nigga, I came up from nothing. Niggas was hating, niggas was doubting. Now I'm just pushing their buttons.
What's good? What's good? What's good, people? Y'all know who it is. This KB from Easy on the Y'all's Productions. How y'all doing today? How y'all doing today? It's kind of surprising we in here on a Thursday evening. I know y'all used to seeing us on Sundays, but I told you last week we're gonna be doing some things a little different. We're gonna be moving around. Got a good show for us. Interesting show, interesting topic for us tonight. Something different. It wasn't what I intended to plan, what I had intended when I went to sleep last night. But when things touch your soul, then I move on it, I act on it. So starting off, I like to say for starters, Happy Father's Day coming up to all the dads out there. I'm gonna I got one thing to say regarding that. Brother, and we got not anybody out or anything like that. We got to be better. We got to be better. Y'all boys out. cars are now kids. As I talk on I got a friend of mine. I'm gonna bring her up. She's part of the family. Chop it up. We got a mother that somebody that's actually going through. So before I get to that, I'd like to say we'll be live again on Sunday with our regular show. The fact that we actually guitar Elf Jackson. Sorry about that. On Sunday coming up. Alright. So now I would like what's good?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm excellent.
You're excellent.
Yes, sir.
But then how's your day so far?
Oh my gosh, it's fine. I'm still sleepy and tired, but it's fine. Trying to get myself together.
Right. Well, I thought I was about to say, did you spring freeze real quick? Or did you hold your head up like that?
Huh?
I said I was about to ask you, did you spring freeze real quick, or were you just holding your head up like that?
I'm holding my head up like that.
All right. So
Your
look,
audio is out there.
So look, we chopped it up this morning. I like to say, first of all, welcome to the program. Everybody, stay will be with you throughout the week when we do our weekly pop-up. We're going to bring with our community all around the world. We sit back and we always sit back and forth. Like, oh, did you see that shit? Oh my God. Got you tagging each other. And it just touched me and said, you know what? You know, the world needs to hear what we've been talking about. Because I think we can more you know? And it's strange because when I called you the other day with the story, but like, yo, this is going on. You would already know about it. Check your inbox, check your phone, check your messages. Go there and look at this page. It's already going on. It's a big thing. I'm like, damn, how did you know about this now? Right? So they tell the world a little bit. First of all, tell the world a little bit about yourself. If you want to do that.
Who, me?
Yeah, about you. Yeah. Tell them.
You know, daggone well.
You gotta introduce yourself to the world. They don't know shit. They might know you was Key, but they don't know.
So I'm Shia. I'm a friend of KB's. I'm very secretive, so I don't know what exactly he wants me to tell you, but I'm informative. I always try to, keep it 100 with people, and I'm always researching stuff because I love knowledge, and I like to, help people along the way and, give the knowledge out to other people. What you do with it is on you, but I do try to assist in any way that I possibly can. So.
And yes, she's very sensitive. I had to back her to show her face. I don't turn camera on, all that good stuff. But
wait, I'm gonna get my earbuds because you keep breaking up. All right.
Okay. Well, what I'm gonna do is it might be me and where I'm at. I'm out here in the sun, right? I'm gonna once I bring up our guest, I'll get my earbuds. I'll get my Bluetooth and set myself up as well. So so basically, the title is CPS kidnapping our kids, and I'm going to bring an old friend of mine. I'm going to bring her up. She can tell us her story and basically how we got here, how we actually pulled up on this live today, and why we got here. I'm introducing Miss Japonica Kearney. Hey, Jay.
Hey.
That's the same big smile I remember from elementary and middle school. That same smile. Always had that big smile no matter what was going on. You know, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. How you doing?
I can't complain. I'm blessed. I can't complain at all. You know, I'm healthy. I'm living life. Have income coming in, so it ain't no reason for me to complain at all. You know,
That's
I know
what's
you.
up.
I want to ask how you doing. I know you're going through some things, but other than that, how you doing today?
I'm blessed. I'm blessed. Even going through my trials and tribulations, I'm still blessed.
Okay. All right. So what I'm gonna do is, right, I'm gonna let Shay look. I'm gonna let Shay interview you and talk to you because y'all chopped it up. We was all on the phone earlier, and I had to put the phone for next thing I know, I'm like, man, they still on the phone, right? Oh, wait a minute, we got kicked, so we gotta wait for the sign back in. So while we wait for the sign back in, just introduce yourself to the world. Tell them your name, and, a little bit about yourself, and you basically can tell them your name and a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, my name's Japonica Kearney. I'm actually a social worker. I've been over a little bit over 25 years now, working in Baltimore City and Baltimore County. And I do a lot of advocacy work, a lot of lived life experience, talking to people in regards to CPS, which is Child Protective Services and foster care, and some of the things that a lot of parents are going through right now in regards to children being medically kidnapped or legally seized, and trying to bring more advocacy to that and more awareness.
Okay. So I don't know what she's doing, what she's turning herself on. But so you said you're a social worker,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And medical kidnapping. Can you explain to the world what medical kidnapping is?
Yes. Well, medically kidnapped is when, let's say, a child goes to the doctor's office and they could be coming in just for a broken arm. And you explain to the doctor what happened. Your child can be, fall off of a bike. You're bringing your child in to get medical care. And the doctor asks you, what happened? You said, my child was riding a bike. They fell off the bike. And they say, oh, they give you that look like they don't believe what you're saying. You eventually have to start asking questions like, were there problems at home? Have you ever done this to your child? And here it is, you're just coming in there trying to get some help for your child. The person will eventually bring up abuse after you said that your child has just been falling off a bike, and they'll ask, has the child ever been beaten? Did you break your child's arm? So things like that will start happening when you're talking to a doctor at the hospital. And eventually you'll have a doctor tell you, well, I'll be back shortly. They come back and say, oh, we have to contact CPS. And you're wondering, what the hell, excuse my French, you're going to get CPS for? This is just a fall. And eventually the doctor will falsify the medical documents to say that the parent broke the child's arm or physically, did something to the child to make this occurrence happen. And unknown to the parent, they have CPS coming, and sometimes even the police coming up to arrest the mother on charges of abuse or child neglect, which you didn't even know anything about that. You're coming up just blindsided. So, you have police coming up acting as if you did something wrong, something illegal, and they'll falsify the documents, your child's medical documents, and state that you did something. CPS comes and gets your child, and you don't know anything about where your child is. You don't know what happened, and that could be the last time you see your child. Sometimes they'll say, we're going to have you come in for a court hearing, which is a center child in need of assistance hearing, and they will have accusations that you did things that you never did, never even thought to do to your child. And that's what we call medical kidnapping, where they take the child through medical reasons, but those reasons can be falsified An illegal seizure is when they take the child illegally, not, by the parent giving authorization or the right for you to take their child.
My God. So, I'm going to let Queen ask you some questions because this actually happened to you, correct?
Yes, it did. To both of my sons.
So I'm going to drop down and I'm going to let you and T chop it up. I'm going to let y'all talk. I'm going to let her ask you some questions.
Okay.
What's going on. All right?
All
then
right.
I'll come back. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have a delay with this for some strange reason. But how long has it been since this has taken place?
For my oldest son, it took place in 2017. And for my youngest son, it happened in 2018. So I haven't seen my oldest son since 2017 and my youngest son since 2018.
It's so heartbreaking. I can't imagine. And like when I was talking to you earlier, I was telling you that I follow a few cases on Instagram, with parents that are going through the same thing. And it's like, you really had no one to turn to. You
Right.
try to get all the assistance that you possibly can, but it's like, it's no one there.
Right.
It's like you're being ghosted. You're being taken away from your child, and your child not being given an opportunity to grow and bond with you.
Right.
I'm in a state of shock because, a lot of people don't know about it. And I even asked a question earlier on Instagram, has anyone heard of medical kidnapping? And no one has responded. And it actually happens every day to, good people.
Right.
And the ones that should not have children, they don't do anything about it. They still have their children. They're still being abused. But the ones that aren't being abused are the ones that they're taking away from their parents. But, this question, I know I shouldn't even ask, but how are you coping? Like, how are you getting through your days with knowing that your children aren't with you?
How do I get through my days? Prayer. Really, by the grace of God, sorry, I didn't know this was going to happen.
Take your time. Just take your time, because, I understand more than you think I do. It's heartbreaking regardless of who it happens to. No parent should be without their child, especially if it's something that you did not do.
Right.
Like, you did not abuse your child. It's no reason why they should be taking these children like that. And it's really overwhelming. So
I have definitely, I want to say, at times where I thought I have lost my mind, because I have reached out to so many different people, from politicians to other social workers to people that work in the mental health field, and trying to get help or support. That really tears you down and makes you more devastated, because you think the people that is out there to help you are the ones that are ignoring or passing the buck, not even trying to help to investigate your case. You can have so much evidence and it doesn't even matter when you're trying to show them, investigate this case, asking, mainstream media to look into this, to bring it to everybody's attention. So at times when you think that something is going to happen, you are more traumatized when no one out there helps you, or they look at you as if, and my friends and colleagues know that I'm a good mother, and I didn't deserve this. I didn't deserve to have my babies taken. I know people's names by heart. The social worker that falsified the documents at University of Maryland Hospital, Rachel Tierney, Thierry. She took my baby. you know, just because I was asking for help, asking for assistance, and she falsified the documents and said I abandoned my child when I'm sitting right there next to my child, right next to my baby, right next to him. And I didn't even know that she falsified it until I was told that I couldn't get all his documents and I had to get all his medical documents. And that's when I realized that she falsified and said that I abandoned him. I had a center report, and the center report had it on there as well. And when you try to get some clarification, everyone just looks at you and says that you're guilty of something that you're not even guilty of, and they don't have any evidence, none whatsoever, none.
Right.
So this has been, you know, just, it's like you're in a nightmare that you can't wake up from. And as a parent, you know, I would never, ever do anything to my own child that would put my child in harm's way. You know, that's 9 months of my life that I gave life to. So how am I surviving? God just realized it wasn't time for me to go yet. Let's be honest with you. He just realized it wasn't time for me to go, because so many times I didn't want it to just go. I felt like I was dying inside because I have missed milestones for my kids. My health has been impacted, been in and out the hospital. So this is just more trauma on top of my own trauma. You know, it's no secret that I also shared that, you know, my mom worked for CPS and she abused me while she worked for CPS, and they did nothing to help me while I was in my situation. So it's generational abuse of CPS systems that are in place where you think people will look at a child and say, I'm going to help you, I'm going to support you. And then they do nothing. They just leave you in those situations.
It's some things I'm definitely going to ask you when we get off of here. That I want to know. I just don't feel as though that we should discuss it out in the open, but I have some things that I do want to ask.
Okay.
You know, like I told you earlier, although you have written, some people, you need to write them again until you get some type of, you know, clarity, some satisfaction, anything. You need to do that writing that I was, you know, speaking to you about earlier.
Like I said, I've written from Mayor Brandon Scott. I just actually wrote back to him today, but I saw an email that I sent to him, you know, last month. I've written to Governor Hogan. I've written to Cheryl Glenn. I've written to Mayor Pugh at the time. You know, I've written to so many different people from the ACLU. I've written to, you know, the NAACP. I have taken my pen and pad and have made them together for so long and trying to get some help. And it's like you just writing and just putting words in a bottle and not knowing where it's going, because for the politicians to be for the people, or for them to advocate for kids, you know, Black lives can't matter. My children are Black, you know, so if Black lives matter, why don't they matter?
Right.
You know, even if they wasn't Black, I mean, they're human beings, you know, and why does it take, you know, for kids to die or for kids to be shot for them to do a major story or breaking news, you know, this child is missing or something like that? You don't find that, you know, in our, you know, news segments. You know, you have to hear about somebody dying first. You know, why can't we save our kids? And this is, you know, about how our kids are in a system and they're being traumatized. Some are being raped, some are being abused, some are being neglected. So it's not, you know, out of the home
and killed.
And yes, and killed. Yes. They are. And you think that someone will look at this, like I was sharing with you earlier, Councilman David O in Philly, he initially didn't think that this was something that was happening. He didn't believe that some people in his district kids were actually being kidnapped and illegally seized. And until he went to the doctors because he was teaching his kids karate, and they said to him that he broke his child's arm. And he was like, no, I did not break my child's arm. I didn't abuse my child doing karate. This is how his arm got broken. But if he didn't have the money or, the backing for his case to be investigated, but sometimes they say it takes somebody to go through something for them to realize what is going on.
Right.
And him becoming a victim, for him to really say, oh, this shit is real. People are really going through this right now. And so that really opened his eyes. So now he is advocating for changes to be made in his area, in his district. But this is not just in one state. I mean, this is USA.
It's in all 50 states. I think it was May of last year, the lady, and I had posted her video. She was ready to leave out of the hospital with her baby in the car seat, and they took the baby from her. Because the nurse said that she had drugs in her system, which wasn't true. She didn't even have an epidural. It's just, and she still does not have her son, and I believe he's 1 now. It's crazy. It's
and you don't know that they're making it up. You're
right.
Just getting that regular discharge paper that they give to you. But once you get the doctor's actual physical notes that they write stuff in, you'll see that they wrote stuff in. I got a paper that says because the parent would not leave the hospital, that's why they were calling CPS. CPS is not the police. Because I wouldn't leave the hospital, you want to call who you're trying to use as the police, which is CPS. They should be coming out for neglect and abuse cases. My child wasn't abused. My child wasn't neglected. But because I wanted some help for my child, they said that they were going to contact CPS. So I was being threatened and also harassed at the same time. I can see when parents aren't trying to get help for their child. Then that's when, people want to say, oh, the child is, is a handful or nobody's taking care of the child. But here it is. You have a parent concerned, very vocal. No, I'm not just a yes'm person. Anybody knows me knows I'm not going to just accept something for what it is. I'm very open, very aware of what's going on. And so when I'm asking questions, it's because I don't understand. And when I come to my kids, I need to understand. And if I don't understand something and I ask questions and the doctor don't like it, then that's when they want to minimize what's going on and then also write, things down that aren't true. So it's not something that is just confined, just to blacks, not just the whites, but this is something that is definitely affecting me.
Right. Yeah. And the crazy part about it is, it's like, like I said earlier, it's no one trying to help to get these children back, especially to the parents who had falsified information put on them from people who are supposed to help.
Right.
And that's the thing that makes it even worse. Like, these people work for us. They're public officials and they're supposed to not only help, but aid. And then instead of them doing that, they're taking away. They're breaking up families. And it's not fair to the parents or the children, especially the babies, because it's like you lose so much time because eventually they don't forget who you are, but they'll start to believe that, oh, my mother or my father didn't want me.
Right.
And that's not true until you actually show them, this is what I was doing the whole time you were gone. It's not that I didn't want you. It was just so many avenues I had to go through just to get to you. It's just sad. It's really sad. I do not know what I would do if I was in your situation. I'd be ready to kill somebody. Like, I'll be at somebody's door. I want my fucking babies. Period. And then you think about, it's a lady, if I'm not mistaken, I believe she's still in jail because she wouldn't even tell them where her child was at because they was taking her baby away from her.
So I don't blame them. I mean, I didn't find out where my kids were until, like I told you, until actually yesterday. Had no idea where they were. None whatsoever. I asked for a meeting with Department of Social Services in Baltimore City with Stacey Rogers. She didn't want to meet with me. Then with Randy Walters, she didn't want to meet with me. With Jennifer Berry, she didn't want to meet with me. You know, it's like people that you think are going to talk to you, try to help you, advocate for you. They don't do anything. Right. And you're supposed to be people that, you know, are mandated reporters. So they're not even reporting what you telling them that's the issue, that's a concern, that this thing needs to be investigated. You know, regardless of how many times I've asked, they have not ever investigated my case like I asked them to. You know,
that's sad. That is just sad. Like,
even the attorney that I had, Attorney Ashley Johnson, she sabotaged my case, had my case for almost 10 months. Never filed any type of appeals that I asked her to file. She quit in 10 months. And then that's when I found out that she didn't do anything that I asked her to do in regards to my case.
That's crazy.
So that was almost a year of me wasting time
and money trying to get information or trying to get
yes.
That's ridiculous.
Yes.
I'll be filing some type of I'll be finding something that she didn't do and file it with the bar. Like, that is crazy.
Oh, that's what I'm doing. And you know, it's actually three attorneys, one from Legal Aid, Ingram, Brinkham, and Christopher Zemisky. You know, those were two other attorneys that were against me. They said I had Munchausen syndrome by proxy because I let them know that this was things that were documented on my son's medical information, but they said I made things up. I mean, it was as if they wanted to find something, and since they couldn't find something, it went from me trying to advocate to my child to get help, to the fact that I needed some help, to the fact that I was lying, and never once did they have evidence. They had no evidence to support their allegations. None whatsoever. None. They didn't have evidence from the University of Maryland. They didn't have evidence in the hospital room. They had my 3-year-old in seclusion. Remember, I was telling you, from 4 p.m. to 2 a.m. Seclusion for a 3-year-old is illegal. And they put him in there for no reason whatsoever. Not that he was, you know, being disruptive or that he was having behavior. Nothing. I mean, nothing would have, you know, given them any type of threat to feel like they needed to put him in seclusion. And here it is, them saying that nothing was wrong, but you want to put my baby in seclusion and then say you're not going to give me help. You know, so it was a lot of shit that they were doing that just did not add up. And then, like I said, when people needed to investigate, oh, nobody wanted to investigate, or you're not in my jurisdiction, or you're not in my zip code, or you're not in my area code. It was, you know, like I just said, something I got from Congressman, when the congressman from his email told me that because I wasn't in their zip code, that they couldn't give me any help.
You can say his name, Kawisi Fume. Say his name.
YZ Fume.
Don't be afraid. Put him out there. People voted for him. He should be able to help you in some kind of way, even if it's for him to give you another person's name. Look, I talked to such and such, and they wanted you X, Y, Z. Put his name out there. These people aren't trying to help you in any kind of way. That's ridiculous. You're reaching out to them to get some answers about your children, and they're giving you absolutely nothing. That's the thing I don't understand. And people always, you need to vote. Vote for what? What are you voting for? These people don't want to help you. They don't even care about you. Look at your jurisdictions, your area. They taking all the money out and funneling it into other things
that you didn't vote for, or that wasn't on their agenda.
Right. It's just ridiculous.
Or that they were supposed to communicate to you.
Girl.
I mean, I am just open, and it was just a godsend, because when I posted something on my Facebook page, because my life right now ain't a secret. It's a secret of where my kids are. That's where I need to find them. That's the secret that I have right now. And that's where I need to just hold my babies. Just hold my babies. I just have not held. I just have not held my babies in so long. Just the scent of them. Just to let them know that mommy loves them, that mommy's there for them, that mommy's sorry that she wasn't there for them. That's what I want to do. That was what I haven't been able to do. That's been the hardest thing. I've missed birthdays. I've missed celebrations. I've missed when he was taken, it was during Christmas time. I still had the items wrapped in Christmas paper. I don't celebrate any holidays until I get my babies. My birthday's on Christmas. I don't even celebrate my birthday anymore because something is missing. And it's hard for me to even be happy. And when I'm happy, I still realize that there's something missing. And this is my babies. It is my Zen and my Zion. Those are my hearts. Those are my 9 months and everything else that come with pregnancy. But those are my babies. Those are the people.
Your heartbeats. They're your heartbeats.
They are my heartbeats. They are.
And we're going to try to get the information out to as many people as we possibly can. But I do definitely want you to do what I asked you to do earlier.
Okay.
But remember I told you I follow Operation CPS?
Yes.
On Instagram. Follow them. And they also have the stories in there from the other families. Okay. So maybe you can, go through it and talk to them, inbox them and see if they can give you some type of information or a support group or anything. Because my heart aches. Because I just can't imagine going through this. And just the thought of other people going through it is just crazy. I'm sorry, what did you say?
No, so to say, I get some support from Twitter. I'm on a couple of their chat rooms. So some parents and I share. Sylvia Beachy is one of the people that has really given me some other alternatives and reaching out to different other media and speaking to other people that are trying to help. Other support systems. So it's a family network. These are people that live in other states. She's in Atlanta. So that kind of helps me along because at first, I'm thinking I was the only one, and and I worked at CPS and didn't even know this was going on because I wasn't in the corruption clique. And, since you're not in a corruption clique, they'll let you know what's going on in the corruption world. So I was devastated when I even heard about this or that people are doing this. And then I'm like, well, damn, why are you a social worker if you're going to do things to put kids in abusive, families, or if you're going to try to abuse them yourself, or if you're going to neglect them? What's the point of you being a social worker? You're not upholding any of our code of ethics at all.
Right.
You're violating people's rights, their civil rights, their human rights,
Yeah, so I think
it's so bad, but this you still selling our kids. You still selling.
That's the thing I don't understand.
The thing that got me was that you are a caseworker, you are a social worker, and you didn't even lose your job, but they take your kids, and it's like it don't make common sense to me that someone that's a social worker is mistreating their kids, and they take the kids before they fire them.
Because you have somebody that's shady that's not investigating. You know, if you have a shady person that's behind a shady investigation, they gonna keep doing shady shit. So people not gonna really get the real deal or what's the truth, because you have so many shady people that's not doing what they're supposed to do. Yeah, how am I able to do what I do if I did something wrong? Because I didn't do anything wrong. Did not do anything wrong. You know.
And a lot of them are actually getting kickbacks off of that. I told you I watched a documentary about how, you know, children were being sold through CPS, and the actual workers were getting paid from that. They was like $500 per child. Like, how can you live with yourself knowing that you're taking a person's child away from them?
Right, like incentives.
$500. That's it.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was like per child though.
And you know,
that's a lot of money to some people.
Yeah, and because I was telling Kermit that the federal government gives the state money for every child that's taken illegally or legally. Title 4E.
Yeah.
Title 4E funds. So the federal government will give each state the money. But if your child is disabled, they give them additional funds. So you get double money. So just imagine, you know, if I go ahead and falsify some kids' documents, if I got at least 5 kids and 3 of those kids got disabilities, I'm going to get double for those 3 kids and regular for the other 2. And even if it was illegally, even if I got the doctor, these child's medical records, nobody is looking, nobody knows. So they go ahead and doctor it up and give them diagnoses that they don't even have. So your child leaving the hospital with a diagnosis that you didn't even know that they had a diagnosis, and then you turn around and you are being told that you did something illegal, or you abused your child, or you neglected your child, and you're like, no, I didn't. Then they show you a paper saying that this is what you did and when you did it, because they falsified a report, and you don't know that it's falsified until later.
That's right. This isn't being investigated. It seems like it's a lot of cases going on all over the world. Like it's one big push, and we all know that harvesting is real and trafficking is real. We can't even overlook that, right? So, and my question is any agency even investigating?
No, I can tell you that. And that came from the documentary I was watching. Like, it was so hush hush and pushed under that the people, they had a hard time getting people to actually talk to them about it, because they know what's going on, but they don't want you to know. They don't want the public to know.
Like I told you earlier, the lives don't matter, so somebody shit on their court, and they going. Other than that, and that's what we got to be better at. Other than that, we turn the naked eye, we turn our back, not see it, because it ain't happening. Nothing. Minding our business. That's what everybody, we minding our business. But my question is, Japonica, what you think that we can do to help? Like, what you need us to do from our end?
Well, first of all, keep me in prayer. You know, even if everybody is not in prayer, you know, cover my kids, you know, but legally, I need legal support. Definitely, because even doing it on your own and writing to anybody and everybody, when you get into that courtroom, or you need someone to file papers that you need to have filed, or even when things have to go, you know, to a higher court, I already, you know, wrote to the circuit court. So things need to go to the next level. And it sometimes takes more media exposure. You know, somebody that knows family law that can assist, and just spreading the word, because, you know, since a lot of people don't know the term, so when you use it and you say medical kidnapping, you know, they sometimes look at you like, what are you talking about? So, you know, having to explain to them what it is and, you know, how children are affected. And yeah, this is real. Yes, this is in the United States. Yes, this is in Baltimore, Maryland. Yes, this happened at the University of Maryland Hospital. You know, yes, this is Baltimore City Department of Social Services. So yes, at specific places, at hospitals it happens, at schools it happens. So it's not where it's, you know, a secret place where these things happen. So I just need more support and legal help and exposure, letting people know, you know, what's has happened, and keep us in prayer too, because it's rough. It's rough. It's definitely, it's painful and it's rough.
A lot of the parents that I follow on the Instagram, they have GoFundMe pages too.
I had a GoFundMe page on Facebook, and this was in 2018. So I did have some people help with the GoFund, and that helped with a lot of the documentation that I had to get from the courts, filing papers, because their papers aren't cheap. You know, for you to get papers from the courts, now they charge you. But even a retainer fee just to talk to an attorney, sometimes it's in the hundreds of dollars, you know, minimum, you know, and that's, you know, for an hour, and they could just tell you, no, I can't take your case, you know, so you can lose money very easily. But there are attorneys that actually work specifically with medical kidnapping cases or illegal seizure cases or family law cases within this type of area, but there are a lot that won't take the cases, you know, because they don't want their name in, you know, in the press or anything in regards to this is the type of case it is. You know, I don't know what's holding people back, because I'm like, if this was your child, you know, an attorney, a judge, or whomever, you would want someone to do the same exact thing. You would want someone, if you do process, which you're old, you know, somebody to represent you and not, you know, say no because you are, you know, going against the grain, or, you know, you're not doing what everybody else is doing, which is ignoring the case or ignoring the circumstances.
Do you have a Cash App?
Yes.
What's your Cash App?
That's a good question.
Don't worry,
But I forget mine too.
My Cash App is let's see. It is that's a good question.
When you get, we'll just put it, he'll attach it to the video some kind of way. Do you have an email address or something? Like, what is your GoFundMe or anything, so that we can at least try to start giving you some type of assistance?
Okay. My cash, wait, let me give you, it's the $ Japonica, which is JAPONICAKEAR. So it's Japonica KEAR. And it's under my name, Japonica Kearney, my whole name, under Cash App.
That's it right there, right? Scrolling at the bottom.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So if anybody want to help out, they can just shoot to a Cash App, leave a message in the Cash App. But basically, you really said you need somebody that's dealing with family law. So if you have some attorneys out there that it's a lot of cases that you deal with. There's a lot of kids, a lot of parents that really want to see their kids and need their kids home. So we call it on the entire community. Right at the bottom of it, and to help out and support and everybody walk around screaming that Black Lives Matter. So let's just show how we matter to each other. So when I heard what was going on, I was like, okay, so we got to put this out there. We got to get help. You know, and I talked. We all talked this morning, had a good conversation this morning, and I hope that we can have some good come from it. I'm gonna tag everybody. I'm gonna send this to everybody that I can. I'm gonna send it to parents. I'm gonna look in the used to be called the glossary, but I'm gonna look up family law, and I'm sending it to the city, you know. And even if they can just investigate your case. Now the blessing of the case is, even though you just found out yesterday, you do know where your kids are. There's some people out here that don't know where their kids are, is what I understand. Even though it's happened 3 years down the line, or 5 years down the line, basically, but you do know where they are, right? And that's a good. Now the thing is, we want to get them home, we want to in communication or you know, in contact, legal. You don't need to go to jail. It sounds like something like the private investigator need to be doing as well.
Yes. So we had any private investigators. I'm calling out my sorors, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated.
Oh, so we need to tag them?
Yes.
So you're in a sorority. Have you reached out to them? Has any one of them even tried to assist you in any kind of way? Never mind. We can talk about that later, because I heard it in your voice. Don't say nothing.
So look, this is what we're going to do. My prayers are with you, Jay, and I'm definitely
Definitely.
And definitely will definitely do everything that I can to get this message out here and help out as much as I can. And,
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
And
you have my number, so just text me. But I gotta get ready to go to work.
Okay.
I'm gonna say to keep your head up. You gotta
Thank you.
Like, keep smiling. I'm a lost for words. I can't. I told you what I would do if it was my son.
Hello. We there together.
But I know I'm not going to encourage that.
Right.
I know that you got to stay focused. You got to stay on point. And you got to fight. Like, so that's like the best. That's the best advice that I can give, other than to help. I sent you a big virtue for her. You know, all the way from the a big virtue for her. And you pick up the phone and call me. You got my number. You know,
yes, thank you.
I'll call and check in. I'm definitely going to keep in contact. And we definitely so when after we I know he got to go to work. They got to go to work. After we drop this, when the video uploads, I'm gonna send you the link so you can share it. You can post it. You can post it everything that you want. Send it to everybody that needs to see it. I can title it whatever you need me to title it, however you need me to title it. You know.
Okay.
And that's what we're gonna do. But Shay, I know you gotta go. I will talk to you.
All right. Much love.
Much love to you.
Japonica, if you want, you can leave. Tell people how they can reach you. They need to reach you again. Other than the Cash App.
K Japonica, so it's the letter K and then JAPONICA at yahoo.com. And I'm also on Instagram under Sunny Day, SUNNE _DAY on Instagram as well.
Okay. All right. So,
all right.
Like I said, I'm gonna stay in contact. I'll definitely have you in prayer. And,
thank you. And I appreciate you having me on too. I definitely appreciate it.
No problem, man. Hey, no problem. That's what we're supposed to do. That's what we're supposed to do. You know.
That's right.
It just hit home because I told you that somebody in Oklahoma going through the same thing. And then I just happened to hook on to my other patient and damn, somebody that I know going through the same thing. So that's why I instantly reached out to you.
Yes, you did.
Like, yo,
Told you I just started crying. I just started crying because I was like, God, thank you, God. Thank you, God. So yes, I, much love to you because it just caught me off guard. And I was just like, God, I just got finished praying. I just got finished praying for help. And then here it is. I'm looking at my phone and I see your message and I'm like, God, thank you. Thank you, God. So yes, it was God sent. Definitely God sent.
Right. So I'm here for you.
Thank you.
Even if we gotta bring you up and talk about this one and get all the mothers on here, all of us that have,
there's so many other people. Like I said, I'm in different support groups online, and you just would be surprised at how many people are dealing with this that you didn't even think. I think because so many people have a stigma attached to it. Where people want to say this is your business, you don't want to share it. But, if you don't share it, then you can't ask for help for somebody to know that you need the help. And that's what I had to learn myself because I was trying to do it all myself. And I was really going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs because, you can't go through this by yourself and keep it to yourself. Even if family don't want to help you and my family know about it, but I can't make anybody do anything that they don't want to do genuinely,
Right.
And, sometimes you have friends that are your family, so, and people that I just met or, people that I might have just been in the right place at the right time, have blessed me in regards to doing things that I need, even if it's just a referral somewhere or if there's another, different website to go into, so it's encouraging that way because at times you just want to give up. You just want to be like, just fuck it. But, like she said, those are my heartbeats. Those are my babies. And ain't nobody, this woman ain't going down without a fight. I ain't going down without a fight. I'm not.
All right. So look, we'll get off of here. And like I said, some parents that I know, and we're gonna start reaching out. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all over. I'm just gonna keep pumping it. And,
I appreciate it.
Keep your head up. I'll say it again. Keep your head up.
Thank you. All right.
All right. Now talk to you later. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. No problem. You're very welcome.
All right. Peace.
All right. Okay, family. So, that's the thing. It comes 2 days. I understand how I started to show off, and I think something got to be better now when it comes to technology. Got so much sensitive violence going on amongst ourselves anyway. Now you got people that literally have things. I'm just glad that I'm not. I don't want nobody to know that I lose my mind. I just gotta leave it like that. But we will be back. Tune in on Sunday. We'll have a more upbeat light. I might have lost the words right now. We'll be back to that. We're going to talk about things like that. But if we can help out, contact the client, know something, contact them, and help out the system. And we will be all right. Hey, I love y'all. Thank you for supporting. Stay tuned. Like and subscribe. always know what's going on. Like see the notification bell after you subscribe to the channel. And I see you guys on Sunday.